Look at China, and there's a lot of people that will say, as it relates to China, they'll say, oh, well, China, communism in China, well, that was just started by the European bankers and these families. They're the ones that got China, and they're the ones controlling China. And yes, if you look into the history of Karl Marx, if you look into even Mao Zedong, Yale in China, you look in the article that Rockefeller published in the New York Times, I think it was like in 71 or 72, praising China, as this social experiment. I do believe, yes, the communist movement you see happening, especially at the origin of it, what was happening in China, was propped up by Western banking money. It's very easy to prove that. But it doesn't mean that they're still being controlled by that, because if you trace China's history back, they have a 5,000 year history, especially if you look at the Opium Wars, which completely destroyed China. There is a deep-seated hatred for those white-skinned European banking families that funded the drug wars that absolutely gutted China. So they're playing the long game. They're not playing this game and thinking, well, we're being controlled by these wealthy bankers. China, I believe, absolutely has it as their end goal. And it's actually not just my belief. You can read it. It is openly stated that by 2049, they basically want to rule the world. And so you have to look at all these things in conjunction to see. And I think that what we're seeing, like with Carney, what we're seeing with the EU, similar to what we saw with Venezuela, these are all proxy wars that are happening between these two large kind of blocs, right? The BRICS nations with the CCP, Russia, et cetera. And then you also have the U.S., NATO, Israel, a lot of the more Western nations that are legitimately playing tug of war for the global resources to figure out who's going to come out on top in the next decade or so.